Hi. Let's start with the tarot today, shall we, before we move on to the oracle decks. We have two cards popping out. Three of Swords in the reverse, as well as the Six of Wands in the upright. So the first energy, the first instinct I'm getting is that you're moving on. You're entering an era of healing is what I'm hearing. We have the sun coming out in the reverse. So the sun is usually my like inner child card, my inner, not just inner power, but just like your own destiny, your happiness, just positivity, being successful, especially coming out with the Six of Wands. But it coming out in the reverse like this is telling me that you've been dealing with a bit of lack of faith lately. So take basically everything that's not success, happiness, being clear on your path, being sure of who you are and your identity. I'm not quite sure why the Six of Wands came out in the upright, so this could be something that's going on the inside. You might seem like a very successful individual on the outside. We have the Wheel of Fortune coming out in the reverse as well. I was talking to my mom about this just on the phone just now, so I might be channeling a collective who this is relevant for. Could you be dealing with the imbalance of inner and outer success? Am I channeling a collective like that? Like, even if you seem very successful on the outside, even if the public recognizes your efforts and you're considered a really established person is what I'm hearing, you might feel a bit like you're not following your own true compass is what I'm hearing. So it might feel like you're, and you could be recovering from this or just in the midst coming out of this, it might feel like you're betraying yourself for the approval of others. And it, don't get me wrong, you're very successful, but it feels like you're not, I'm not sensing a lot of fulfillment, inner fulfillment here. So I want to pull some clarifiers before we move on to the oracle deck. I was sensing a different energy, so I pulled out the no contact cards, but the Empress in the reverse. So feeling like your feminine energy is blocked somehow. This is the divine feminine for me, right? And this is all about power, about how you express that power, like how you deal with lust, pleasure, and stuff like that. So you could be very work focused. You could be very insecure is what I'm hearing. These cards, there's three major arcana cards coming out here. So this is a fundamental issue that whatever you're going through at the moment, this imbalance of outer and inner success and feeling like you're betraying yourself, this is like a pivotal moment in your life that's gonna really influence how the relationship you have to yourself will progress in the future. Like, I'm hearing, can you look at yourself in the mirror? Oh, we have the Lovers coming out in the reverse as well. So, my God, let's see what other card. Not the Eight of Swords in the upright. Okay, listen. With the Lovers coming out, the Eight of Swords is you're denying something. You're feeling helpless. You're feeling stuck, even though it's you who has the power to change your circumstances, right? The Lovers in the reverse is telling me there's a disharmony. There's a disharmony here. Usually it stands for corporation, for I want to deliberately say positive choices that lead to harmony, right? It's love and relationships. This is usually the relationship card. When it comes out in the reverse like that, though, it stands for conflict, being uncertain, being disloyal. And this is what I was feeling, how the relationship to yourself is right now. You're feeling like just to make other people happy, you're kind of betraying yourself. There's an inner disharmony. In German, we call this, or in Freudian psychology, it's called an Ich-Schwäche. So it's not ID, no. I mean, kind of is, but no. ID weakness, right? So your identity is weak, feels weak right now because your inner identity and your outer identity, they don't seem to match. So most people would be very happy about being publicly recognized, but also most people realize that once they get this public success, that the inner emptiness is still there. They don't feel like the hole that was in their heart is filled by being acknowledged, your efforts being acknowledged by others. After all, the relationship to yourself is still the most important because it's you who has to look at yourself in the mirror when you brush your teeth. It's you who was born alone, and it's you who will die alone. So make sure you have your priorities right. Make sure you prioritize yourself. There's a lot of disharmony here. All of these cards that are coming out, they stand for the scales not being balanced, right? We have 3 cards of delays here. You are delaying the progress of your life by not choosing yourself. You are delaying the progress. I saw we have the second victim card coming out here. You have to make a decision. You have to make a decision. You have to make a decision. Who are you going to choose? Are you going to choose yourself, or are you going to choose others? Do you want approval from others, or do you want approval from yourself? There's this 04. Why did I see 0440 even though it's 6? We're 6 minutes in already. 0440. I'm gonna take what I get, honestly. Maybe I'm finally being initiated and I'm finally going crazy. There's this analogy, sorry, German pronunciation, analogy that I use to gauge. I looked up the pronunciation and I said gauge lately. In the last video, I used this analogy but we learn. I only ever read that word, so I didn't know how to pronounce it, but now I know. Gauge. I use this analogy to gauge the character of new people that I meet, and just to see, it's also nice to see how they take it. Imagine you live in a village. There's a lot of not goat farmers, like people who own goats in that village, right? And would you rather that people think you made love to your goat, even though you didn't? You didn't do it, but the rumor spread, so now everyone thinks you made love to a goat. Or would you make love to a goat and no one knows, but you did make love to that goat? You did. From start to finish, you made love to that goat, but no one will ever know except you. Which one would you choose? Is it more important to you what other people think, how they perceive you, or is it more important to you what you think of yourself? So ask yourself that question. There's nothing else on the bottom or the top, so I'm gonna just leave it at that. I want to pull one singular, or maybe at most 2 oracle cards, just as like some advice from spirit on how to deal with these issues that you're facing right now, because you need the group to survive, but you also need to be able to look into your own eyes, you know what I mean? So it's a hard decision to make. Yeah, we have key on a ring, many options, unconventional, one night stand, string along. Don't take this. I'm just going to take the many options and unconventional. So you'll know what this means. It'll make sense to you. Just take the path less traveled, whatever that means to you. If you come from a family where people just do what they want, really eccentric people, then focus on conformity. Like, just focus on public success, focus on this, right? But again, do a switcheroo if you need to. And yeah, make sure to always choose yourself though in the end. That's the advice I'm giving you, not from spirit or anything. That's just my advice.